Just been able to have my hammock here. You just have the sun coming through the trees. Okay, what is worse than a cat yakking in the middle of the night, because it's happened to me yesterday, is stepping down in your van barefoot and actually stepping in it. Did you get stuck on this log? Here, let me fix it for you. That's on my wish list as well. Bike rack, e-bike, awning, 4x4, lift, bigger tires, better gas mileage. I mean, good morning. We had another really nice night here in camp. I found such a beautiful campsite. It's right alongside a creek. I always find them with creeks and rivers. Creeks and rivers are obviously my favorite, but found a really good site where I can just hang my hammock out front. Apollo has a lot of space to kind of roam and explore here, so he's just really enjoyed it a lot. But today I woke up and I was thinking, I'm going to make some breakfast, and then I kind of want to give you guys a tour of my van, because I feel like I have so many new subscribers. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about my van and the build, and so I think today's a good day to show you guys that. Guys, if you're thinking of going on the road, I highly recommend do not do it unless you have a pet to take with you, because they just give you all the love and they help you from being lonely. And it's just such a nice addition to have a little travel companion like that. It's definitely worth to have a pet. Like, that's kind of what I want to show you with the van tour as well, just where I keep all of his things and how I make it all work for us. But it's so worth it. And not a bad little meal: eggs, bacon, and strawberries. And let's come on out. This is the view of the campsite. Just been able to have my hammock here. You just have the sun coming through the trees. Absolutely gorgeous location. And you might even be able to hear there's a creek nearby. I set up my chair and table and just kind of hung out, did a little bit of work, played some solitaire, some card games. It was really fun. I want to show you guys what I have going on with my build, because I have several new subscribers that have just been really interested on how I fit everything into my van, since I live in here full time, and kind of what my build looks like. Let's show you what we have. Just a quick little note, I did not clean up anything. So first, you of course have my adorable cat Apollo, which you all know and love him, but he is really the star of the show and he knows it. But this is his domain. He is king of the castle in here. Oh, it's okay. Say hi. He wants to come play outside because I've been letting him play outside. So I think I'm going to put him on his leash and let him enjoy outdoors while I show you guys the van. I've been using his little retractable leash and doing like a little bit of a run, but this morning I'm just hooking it to my hammock. He has been loving being outside. The only issue though is he keeps eating and puking up grass. And there is nothing worse than a cat yakking in the middle of the night. Okay, what is worse than a cat yakking in the middle of the night, because it's happened to me yesterday, is stepping down in your van barefoot and actually stepping in it. Having to hop on one foot to grab a paper towel to then clean up cat yak off your foot. So that was pretty fun this morning. All right, so here is my van and the build. I have the nice door that opens up. I'm going to close this side window because Right now, I bought this $20 little lip that actually holds my doors still so it doesn't run into this window when I have it all the way open, because I broke this immediately trying to open my door all the way. So now I have that to kind of open it halfway, but when I want to open it all the way, I just have to glide it up and over that little lip so I can open my door completely. And then this is my view from inside the door. So I have the whole indoor, outdoor living space for cooking, which is really nice because then I can have a great view, which is where you guys get all my cinematic coffee scenes and cooking from, is from right here. And right now my view is just of my cute little cat with my hammock. He's so adorable. Inside my kitchen area, I have several things that I like. I have a 2-burner induction stove, and I absolutely love having 2 burners because I actually use both of them a lot. The other thing that I really like about my kitchen is I have this pop-up counter. It pops up and clicks, so I can have extra counter space for prepping. I also can have my passenger front seat swivel around, and this becomes like a little work area. Now the seat's kind of high, so what I do is I just kind of like chill up here like this. I'll have my laptop up here. I can get some work done. And it's just one more seating space, which is really nice, especially if you have a few people in your van. And then you just clip this and lower it back down. My absolute favorite part of my build is going to be my ceiling. I don't know that I could ever not have a wood paneled ceiling after having one. It just makes everything feel light, airy, big. I love it. It just fits my vibe so much. I love light colored wood. That's actually why I picked this light wood color for all of my cabinets. I really like that a lot. I also was able to choose this blue front face cabinets for my kitchen, which I've really liked having like an accent color. I have this little drawer, which I keep all my, of course, my Noovo stuff. I have my lighters for fires, extra fuses. I keep my cutting boards in here and my oven mitts, so I have those as well. Then in this top drawer, I keep all my silverware. I keep a set of 4 silverware, so 4 forks, knives, spoons, and then I have 1 set of these. And guys, if you are going to be doing your own build or you're thinking about, getting a camper or something, go to HomeGoods and TJ Maxx. They have the best stuff at really good prices. That's where I bought everything. They also have really good storage bins. So like this little plastic caddy that I use. My parents always laugh because I keep all my spices in here, my coffee, and then of course my toothbrush, toothpaste, and all my face stuff that I use, like from moisturizer, my face wash, and of course your foil. And then down in the bottom drawer is where I keep my collapsible colanders. I have my pots and pans. Well, I have 1 pot, 1 pan, and then I also have a set of mixing bowls, everything from TJ Maxx and HomeGoods. And then I have my sink here, which I am in love with this sink because it has this really cute industrial type faucet, but it gives it just a really homey feel in here. I installed a paper towel holder up above. I really want to change out these bolts for ones that match so they blend in better. But I really liked having access to my paper towels just right next to my sink. The stainless steel sink is amazing. I really like this a lot. It's a nice size where I can wash dishes easily, but it's not too big and bulky. And then down underneath my sink is where I have my gray water. So I have the old Noovo, the original when they were Be My Van, and how they did it back then is they had a 7-gallon tank that you would put all of your gray water. Well, I do have to dump it a lot. That's the only downfall, but it's not too bad to carry. I also keep my dish drying rack down here, my Dawn dish soap, and then my Dawn dish soap, and then also my multi-purpose cleaner. And then I got this set of knives, again at HomeGoods. It was a sticker type that you could put on here, but it's nice and flat for your knives. So it just made it like one more easy little storage. So I really like this space. So that is all of my drawers in my kitchen. And I really am happy with it. I do have a little Dometic fridge slash freezer. The only complaint I have about this, and it works pretty well, is that my freezer space is super limited. And so if I want to pack in and freeze like extra meat or raviolis, which I do a lot, or my mom's vegetable lasagna, I can only fit so much in here. For one person, it works, but if you have two people traveling, you would probably want an extra fridge slash freezer that you just keep down in your garage area. Like I'm actually looking into maybe getting a backup because sometimes I'll go somewhere for a week or two and I would love to have a little bit more space because you don't always have easy access to groceries everywhere. And especially if you want to stock up on some items, it's just nice to have that. How you doing out there, buddy? You having fun? He's just, exploring. As much off-grid living as I do, one thing that I never want to have to worry about is my battery power situation. With my van right now, I have 500 amp hours with 5 lithium batteries. I'm going to show you guys those a little bit later in the video. But something that I do in the meantime is I always carry with me a portable power bank. Now, I have shared with you guys a couple different ones that I've tried out because I'm always looking for the better and the best one to use. And so one that I'm really excited to share with you guys is the Bluetti. This is their AC200L, and what I really like about this is 2400 watts, which means this sucker has a lot of power behind it. The first thing that I really liked about it is just the height and width of it. Like this is a really good size that fits my space. I would say the negative with this is because it is such a big battery, it's 62.4 pounds. I mean, I'm a pretty strong girl for the most part, I think, but 62.5 pounds is a lot to have to lug around, especially trying to lift that and move that in such a small space in here. So to get this turned on, it just has a really simple power button right here. You just turn this on, you immediately have this amazing LED screen. I can immediately see what my percentage is, what mode I'm on, your input, your outputs for your DC modes, and your input and your output mode for your AC modes. It makes it very clean and simple to read, and that's exactly what I need when I'm on the road dealing with so many different things already. Here is just to show you a little bit about what it has. These are all of your AC outputs. You have 120 volt, 2400 watt here. You can plug in multiple things simultaneously, which is really nice. Here is all your USB outlets. You have 2 USB-C at 100 watt, and you have a USB-A 18 watt, and you have 2 of those down in here as well. Here are your buttons to change your mode from DC, USB, and AC mode. You have your 48 volt down here and your 12 volt up here. So you can do all of your car charging. I can do my paddle board, blowing it up from here. Then on this side, you have your circuit protector. You have all of your inputs. So you have your AC input here for charging. You have your DC input here. And you have your battery expansion. You can actually buy a battery expansion pack to go with this. So if you wanted to use this to charge up more items, or maybe you have a home and you want a backup battery, this is just a really good option. I mean, power goes out all the time. I know, I lived in California, so it would have been really nice to have something like this for those times. Everything you want comes in this bag. It has all of your charging cables that you're gonna want as well. So what I really like about it is it's just very easy to keep them all here so I don't lose everything, but I have all of my AC and DC charging cables, so I can just keep them all in there. Whenever I need to charge anything, I have it ready to go. Something I am going to start doing with this, which I'm excited about, I'm going to keep this back in my garage area and run my Starlink cable to it for a couple of reasons. The first one is I've installed a new 12 volt AC that I showed you guys. And when it's really hot in the summer, between that and my induction cooktop, my battery can drain pretty quickly if I'm running the AC all the time. So having something like this to keep my Starlink plugged into is really nice. Starlink, I'm not sure if you guys know, it actually takes quite a bit of your batteries to run that all the time. And especially because I have it mounted on my roof now and I use it while I'm driving, I want to have it plugged in. With being a full-time content creator, it's really important that I don't have any battery issues. And being able to have something like this where I can charge multiple things at one time. I'm even charging at the same time the camera I'm shooting with. But I can have my laptop ready to go. So the minute I'm done here, I can start my editing process and get all my filming done. Having something that can charge everything and not completely drain this really quickly makes a huge difference just in my personal life, but also in my work life as well. One of my favorite features about this product that I didn't have from some of the other chargers that I've tried is this one is controlled via Bluetooth as well. So I think I'm going to keep this down here right behind my cassette toilet area. So when I am parked for the night and I move my cassette toilet out, I can then plug in and charge all my devices. My Starlink will already be plugged into it. And then with my nice new app that I have, I can also check everything without having to crawl down under and like see where it's at. So the pros are it's 2400 watt. I mean, that's a lot of wattage. That is the most that I've ever had from a portable power bank before. The cons would be the weight. But really, that's the only con I see so far. Bluetti is also a really good name brand. I know that they have some different models out there, but I'm very happy with the one that they sent me. I think that this is going to work for exactly what I want long term. But really, I think that this is probably my favorite that I've come across. So something that I do use that on the newer Noovos I like a lot is they actually have a built-in water filtration system. I don't have that. I do have a travel water Berkey, which I really love this. The only problem is that it takes so much space. And unfortunately, because I have very limited like wall space right here, I'm not able to bungee this or hook it up in a way to where it won't fall over when I'm driving. So before I can actually drive anywhere, I have to take it apart and put it in my sink for travel, which is just a pain to have to do. Me and my travel water Berkey have a similar relationship to me and my Starlink. I forget about this all the time. So I will take off driving. I have had it fall. I have broken water filters, and those are really expensive because they're really good filters. So I try to be better about that. The last time I broke them, I was in Florida. I was backing out of a friend's driveway and I just hear a crash and there's water everywhere and my filter, the bottom of it broke off. So I had to deal with that. But if I could get a better water filtration system, I'm still looking for something. If you have a suggestion on that, maybe drop that in the comments, because that is something I'm really looking for that I would like to change out if I could. I added like a little hanging basket here just to give me a little bit more storage. I bought these little hooks on Amazon and I have loved these. They hold my canvas bags for grocery shopping. I keep all my charging cables in one of them. And then down behind my seat, I actually keep in store, here, let's move that out of the way. I keep in store like my extra flannels, jackets. I have a blanket. I have a quick grab and go backpack for day hikes that I keep just fully stocked up at all times. So I try to make use of this little space in between my bench and my chair as much as I can. And I actually can put a lot in there. The other thing that I really like about my build is I have 2 bench seats. I have one here and I also have one over here. So if you take your cushions off, underneath I have all this storage. This is where I have like my laundry soap that I use, and I keep a toaster oven. I have also kept a handful of DVDs that I cannot get rid of. I know I'm going to get judged so harshly, but I have like some of my favorite movies of all time and they are on DVD, and so I just have kept them forever. I have some extra camera equipment down in here, but they're really deep for storage and I love having all the seating in here. But most importantly, I love the storage because I can put so much in there. And then I also have my other one over here, and that's where I keep storage cubes of all my extra winter clothing. Right now I have Apollo's scratch pad up there since he's outside. I keep my towels. All my extra hats and beanies are up here, and then I keep all my window coverings. So it actually goes pretty far back for storage, but this is where I keep my front window coverings and also the one for my side door that I have as well. When Noovo did my build back in the day, they had these gorgeous curved rounded cabinets, and the reason I like these so much is because this is how I keep, oh look, there's just my toilet paper. This is like Apollo's medicine, games, cat food, and toilet paper, and laundry supplies, you know, because they just all go together in one thing. But they're actually really deep cabinets, and so what I do is I use these $3 little bins from Target, and I can store everything in there and it doesn't move around when I'm driving. So it's really convenient. This one is going to be like my personal toiletries, all my shower gear, and a bag of chips because I just didn't have enough pantry space, and that's just kind of where it goes. And then over here is my pantry side. This is where I keep all my pantry items up in here. Right now it's a little bit of a hot mess because I did a restock and I didn't do it very prettily. Like I didn't make it look very nice. And then in my kitchen, I just have one that I use. This one is where I keep my plates, my bowls, my cups, and things like my olive oil, cooking spray. But I have 2 bowls, 2 plates. I do have a few mugs because I'm a mug girl. Like I just have a coffee mug obsession. And I ended up trading out my plastic bowl and cups, and I ended up going for these ones from Target only because when you've been on the road for like a year, you want to feel like a normal human being. And when you're constantly using things that are plastic, even though they're lighter, it just feels like it's a temporary thing and not like, oh, I live here like in your home. So I actually upgraded and did that. And then I bought these cute little cups at TJ Maxx. Like, look how pretty these little water glasses are. So it just makes me feel, you know, a little bit more homey. It gives me the girly vibes that I love. And it just makes me feel a little bit more like this is my permanent home. Also, the nice thing about these cabinets in my ceiling is Noovo did these really nice lights. So I have LED lights underneath my cabinets, even up under my bed area. And then I also have these switches right here are for my ceiling. So I have these really cute LED lights up here and just give some nice lighting if I want that. Now, if I'm stealth camping or something, I actually keep some Christmas lights up in here still, and I plug those in just to do like a lower light that's not so bright, and it also just kind of is a nice mood. So I keep those up almost all year and use those a lot. I just really like the low lighting that it gives. So anyways, it's just a very cozy vibe in here with that. I really love it. Then up here is my Max Air fan. I use this nonstop. That is something you just have to have. If you're doing a van build or any kind of an RV rig, you need to have a Max Air fan. I run this and I open up my window by my feet at night and I pull the air out and it just pulls all that cold air right up through onto me. It feels so nice. I get the best sleep of my life doing that. So the other thing that I love about my build is that I opted to add windows everywhere. A lot of people might debate like, okay, insulation, you know, and you're going to have more heating and cooling issues. I think it's worth it as long as you have great window coverings because it gives you so much more light. Your whole van feels more open, more airy. To me, the more windows, the better. So I'm all about the windows because I love all the bright lights, especially with filming and stuff. I just want a big open space. I want it to feel like a home. I don't want to feel closed in. My whole goal with having a van was to have that whole indoor, outdoor lifestyle and feel. And so I really feel with the way that I did this build that I have that. Next is my bed. I have a full-size bed, which is really good for me. It sleeps east to west. Now, if you are a tall person, this bed is not going to be the best for you because it is just the right size for me, and I'm 5'6". But if you need something, I would suggest a north to south bed would be best. I have had people sleep in this bed that are taller than me. Like one of my friends, she's taller and she did more of like a diagonal sleep a little bit and that worked for her. So it's not ideal if you're really tall, but you can make it work for sure. A trick is you roll your clothes and stack them to access them easier and see everything better. So I have one bin there, one bin here of clothes. Also, I have 2 bins down here of like extra jeans and sweatshirts because sweatshirts are bulky and that's just not easy to pack. I have my little bin here with my books that I'm reading, a flashlight for safety, and then my iPad, which is what I watch my movies on. And then I have 2 very small bins up here, and this is where I keep swimsuits and extra clothing as well. And then over here I have mace at all times. I keep my keys up here when I'm sleeping for safety. I have my Max Air remote fan so I can just easily from my bed change the fan speed if I want to do that as well. This is an AC and heating unit. This is from Out Equip. If you missed the video of this install and all the information about this 12-volt air conditioning, you can see that on the video linked above. Noovo was amazing. They also upgraded my tires and gave me these off-road tires by BF Goodrich. These have made such a big difference with getting out and about in places that are off-road. Now, my van is a front-wheel drive. It is not a 4x4, even though I take it places I probably should not have and have gotten stuck a couple times. Something I'm debating doing is getting a 3-inch lift and getting bigger tires, because there are more places that I want access to go that I just don't quite have the clearance to do that with. The only hesitation I have is cost, but then also with bigger tires, my gas mileage is really going to go down. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that. Obviously, I've been doing this for a full year and these have worked just fine, but it would give me more options of places that I could go. So just kind of considering that and seeing if that's something I maybe want to do in the future. Everybody always has questions on this little guy, like where do I keep his litter box? And they want to know, like, how does that work with a cat on the road? Because I don't have anybody traveling with me, I can keep his litter box up here in the front passenger floorboard. And I use this travel one. It's linked on my Amazon storefront because it's a travel box. It can get zippered closed. And this is something that I use if I'm going to somebody's house. It just makes it really easy to carry it. They are waterproof. I do change them out every 6 months only because I just feel like they're so cheap and easy to do, and it feels cleaner to me that way. But I use these special wood pellets for him, and it really keeps the odor down, and they're also very easy to clean up as well. All right, so coming back down into here, this is my garage area, guys. This right here is where I keep my cassette toilet, and I have my bin with camera gear, and then I did this little hanging shoe rack with my mom, where this is where I keep all my shoes that I need access to very easily. Like, these are all the shoes I use all the time, like my hiking boots. Oh yeah, I forgot to put these back away. So I have my hiking shoes, my walking shoes, my Blundstones, and then my reef sandals, or my Tiva sandals here for water. Did you get stuck on this log? Here, let me fix it for you. There you go. You were kind of stuck. You were kind of stuck on the log. There. Is that better? So that is the inside of my van. I'm gonna bring you guys to my next campsite, and then I'm gonna take everything out of the garage and show you the back, because there's a lot happening underneath this bed. And so I want you to know more about my battery system, solar panels, and just what all I'm actually able to store. I have some work that I need to get done today, and so I wanted to find a spot that had a little bit more openness so I could connect with my Starlink and get the emails done that I need to. I actually like changing campsites every 2 to 3 days, just because it is fun to have like a new location. And sometimes if I stay at one for too long, it can get a little bit boring. You know, dispersed camping is always a hit or a miss. I mean, I always find spots I like, but I have a backup plan. So my plan A is this big spot with a beautiful, gorgeous view of the mountain, and you have clouds rolling in, so it just is going to be a picturesque place today. Plan B was going to be having that spot that's taken. So if not, we're going to try it for a plan C. Nothing better than driving with your windows down and you have just mountains around you with snow, and you're just driving on beautiful, well-maintained public roads, headed to your little campsite that you're really excited to get. Please, please, please be open. I really hope that it's open. All right, guys, the campsite is open. This is where I'm getting to camp tonight. I'm getting to camp right here with Mount Jefferson. Like, what a cool place. Definitely not a bad view here. Oh my goodness. This is pretty nice. So welcome to my garage. Down here is where I keep all of my extra stuff, all my outdoor gear, all of my backpacks, my fire pit, my paddleboard gear. It all gets shoved down here somehow. the first thing that you're going to see is this is where I keep my router for my Starlink. I have everything here so I can plug it in. And then Neil helped me in my video run my Starlink line up alongside, up above here, and up to where my AC junction box is. And then I ran my Starlink and I have it mounted up top on my roof, which I really like because that gives me access to being able to use it while I'm driving and on the road. The other thing that I have back here that I do not have indoors is my outdoor shower. You've seen in some of my videos where I may be using this, but I have a really nice nozzle here, my hot and cold water. I keep a bamboo mat because I like to put that on the ground when I'm showering so I don't get a lot of mud happening. And then right up here is where I can fill up my water. This build has a 40-gallon fresh water tank, which is amazing, especially for one person, because traveling full time, a full tank of water will last me about 2.5 weeks, which is really nice. My actual water tank sits up inside here above this storage area. In this storage area, I keep things like extra tools, and I just use it for storage. Then up here is where I store my backpack, my propane tank for the fire pit. Behind my backpack is the door where my water heater is kept. If you missed that video, I'm going to link it. I had to replace the valve on my water heater, which it ended up not being a valve issue. It ended up being a thermostat setting issue. And so at some point, I need to do a bigger repair, diving in and actually taking that water pressure valve and doing some kind of a piping system to do it outdoors. So if I do have any more leaks or a drainage issue, it's going outside of my van and not down in here where all this wood is. Now back behind here are going to be all my lithium batteries and my actual battery system. I have a Victron system, which I'm very happy with. I have 5 100-watt Battleborn batteries, which have been really good. I've had 2 of those for 3.5 years and then 3 more of those for the past year. This really allows me, along with my solar panels, to do all off-grid, no plug-in. The only time that I've really seen the need to plug in is if I'm going to be somewhere that's 95 degrees for an extended period of time. Even though I have that nice new 12-volt AC, it will, after a couple days, drain my battery quite a bit, especially with cooking with my induction stove. So if I'm going to be somewhere that's going to be extremely hot temperatures for several days in a row, then I am going to need to recharge my batteries because my solar panels don't quite keep up. Currently, I have 2 panels up there for a total of 400 watts. They are really nice, and like I said, I do love them and they've worked for everything that I've needed. But regardless, I don't really want to be in 95 or 100 degree temperatures no matter what, because it's just really hard on the wear and tear of your van. The other thing I would like to get replaced at some point that I have had is I have my alternator charger, but it's a 30 amp, and currently the Noovo vans, the newer ones, have a 50 amp. Well, I just heard that Victron may be coming out with something a little bit higher amperage. Is that the right word? Am I saying that right? Is it amperage? Okay, I think so. But if they have something new coming out, I would love to get something that's like 80 or 100 because I do a lot of driving. And if I can get my alternator to charge my batteries while I'm driving at a higher rate, that would just be really ideal. Honestly, if I could have my wish list would be, I would love to have 4x4 because even though I can get around most anywhere here, like I said, I've been stuck a couple times and had to get towed out. I would love something with higher clearance, and that is something I could fix on this van if I wanted to put the effort into it. I would love to have a roof rack on top of my van and mount my solar panels and everything that way. It would just give me more options, and it would also not be putting holes in the top of my van because I'm always worried about leaks and having to repair and just watch for that and do maintenance constantly. I would love an extra solar panel. 400 watts is nice, but as much off-grid that I do and just doing this full time, I could really see myself having more wattage up there and that being really beneficial. I'm happy with what I have. It's worked. I really don't need anything else. Some of those are just like wish list items. And the other thing, I would love to have an awning because when it is hot and you have the sun coming down while you're trying to cook, I would love to have an awning to just shade that whole area. So that's on my wish list as well. Bike rack, e-bike, awning, 4x4, lift, bigger tires, better gas mileage. I mean, technically I do get 16 to 17 miles per gallon now, which is really good for a van like this, but it'd always be nice to have better, right? That is my home that I love. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know like what you would love to see more about it. If you have more questions about my build or van life or anything specific, even about Apollo, go ahead and become a Patreon member, because my Patreons are able to direct message me. We chat on there. I help answer questions that they have. And that's just a way to get a little bit more personally connected to me, see where I'm traveling, what's going on, and it helps support me and Apollo and our channel. I love my Noovo van. I don't know that I want to change it. If anything, I might get another one. Is that bad if I get a different one? This might be an obsession. Anyways, thanks for watching. Me and Apollo love you lots. Until next Thursday, we'll see you then.